that includes nearly all laser sights, electronic sights, and rifle scopes. Just register your product for a free set of batteries each year at crimsontrace.com.
Welcome back. Tom Gresham here. It's Gun Talk. If you want to join us, 866-TALK-GUN, or just call me at Tom Talk Gun. Very easy. Now, I know everybody has seen the video, a week and a half, actually 2 weeks ago now, of the gentleman in Michigan who walked up to Vice President Joe Biden and started asking him about his gun policy, and with Biden telling him, well, you're full of sheep dip. We got that guy. He's here with me right now. Jerry Wayne joins us. Hey, Jerry, thank you so much.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You bet. So, okay, first of all, people have seen you. They saw the clip. They've seen actually various clips. Then they saw you on Fox News, where, by the way, you did a fabulous job with the Fox and Friends people.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, so people want to know who you are, or where'd you come from. Tell them about yourself a little bit.
Well, my name is Jerry Wayne. I'm a born Michigan guy, native here, born and raised, and I'm a millwright by trade. I'm a union guy. I've been a union guy for about 11 years now, and I'm an active hunter, and I love my Second Amendment.
So what do you like to hunt?
I hunt just about anything. I trained my own waterfowl dog. She's a chocolate lab. She's about 9 years old now, and I also hunt rabbit and whitetail. I love my whitetail for sure.
What's your dog's name?
Her name is Riley.
Riley, okay. Yeah, I had a chocolate lab named Dusty. Actually, I've had a whole string of labs, so yeah, I'm all about the labs and the duck hunting.
Oh yeah, they're great dogs. I love them.
They really are. You know, the only thing I tell people, and being a lab guy, you understand this. I don't know what it is about labs. They have to be touching you. It's like she's a little bit more of a distance girl for me. Really?
Actually. Like if I go try to color, she's like, nah, I'm gonna be over here.
Ooh.
But she's my only dog that's ever done that. She kind of just likes her space, but she definitely she loves me though. I'll tell you that.
All right. So what prompted you? I mean, obviously you had the question figured out when Vice President Biden walks by. So set this whole thing up. How did it come about?
Yeah, well, they came in that morning and they told us that Mr. Biden would be coming in. And as soon as I heard that, light bulb went off in the top of my head, and I was like, I got to ask this guy a question. Because how often is somebody going to have an opportunity to ask a question like this? Because it's kind of like it was on a whim. There wasn't a stage set up. There was nothing that was planned ahead. So I'm like, okay, this guy's going to be in close vicinity. Mm-hmm. I might have an opportunity to say something, to raise my hand, and maybe he'll... Because he thinks that the unions are always going to be for him. So I'm thinking, okay, if I have a question, I'll be like, yeah, way to go, sir. And then he'll kind of be put on the spot. And I didn't want to show up unprepared. So I spent a little portion of the morning articulating a question for him.
Okay. So it looked like, did you have it written down on your phone?
Yes, I was texting my beautiful girlfriend, Gabrielle. I kept sending her drafts over and over. She was like, what are you sending me all the time? I was like, just let me do this. Because I'm not very tech savvy, so I don't know how to do everything else, so I just text her.
Well, you know, as a writer, I know that we all need editors, so it's good that you went to her.
Oh, yeah, for sure. She's a smart girl.
So, all right, describe how it happened. How'd you get in close to the vice president and, you know, the whole reaction there? I mean, we've seen the video, but we don't really know what was happening.
Yeah, well, I made sure that I was on the front and center there, just in case I had an opportunity. I didn't know he was going to go through and shake hands or anything, but he came through with a megaphone. He started talking to the public and saying, hey, you know, we're all for you guys. And then he started to go through and shake hands. So it was obvious that it came in there just for a publicity stunt. He just wanted to show face with union workers in the background. At least that's the way I looked at it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And as he went through to start shaking hands, I was probably like the fifth or sixth guy. They want to go shake hands. But as soon as he approached me, I was like, hey, I got a question for you. And I didn't really wait for him to say, yeah, go ahead. I kind of just went with it. And once I finished my question, his assistant or campaign manager, I'm not too sure what she was, told him like, hey, all right, let's, move it along. And that's when he told her to shush. And then the rest is history there.
Jeez. We've seen him blow up a few times before, but, for him to basically put his finger in your chest and tell you, you're full of stuff and, all the rest of the stuff he did. It was, I don't know, I just have to say, for a politician who's trying to get votes, it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I've never seen that on TV ever. Him, or not him, but a politician really treating somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's used his words and stuff. And by the way, he never touched me, but he was getting pretty close. That's why I kind of put my hand up and told him that wasn't okay. Because even for somebody that's running for the highest office in the world, there are lines that can be crossed.
No, exactly right. And it was a fair question. And then, of course, when you said what, he said, well, I never said that. And you said, well, I've seen the video. And he said, no, I never saw that. He was like trying to say it was some kind of a fake video or something. And of course, I think what you were referring to was the video we've all seen of him being interviewed by Anderson Cooper on CNN, where he said, yes, we're going to take your assault weapons. Was that what you were talking about?
Well, there's quite a few videos, but there was one in particular. He was at a restaurant with Beto O'Rourke. It's kind of like an underground video of like a cell phone. I'm sure you can Google it and find it, but it doesn't really matter which video it is because he said it multiple times, and I think that he needs to be brought up and he's answer some questions.
It's a good point. He is consistent about wanting to take guns away from people. I mean, and these are like the guns that are owned by men and women, millions and millions. Which, speaking of, I understand that after this event, you have not only been contacted by a zillion people wanting interviews, but you actually have acquired a couple of ARs recently.
Yes, I have. I was given an AR first by this company named Next Level Arms. They're in Jensen, Michigan, and they actually made this custom gun for me overnight in their machine shop. It was quite amazing. I have a few pictures. I'm sure it's on my social media, and if you guys want to take it out, take a look at it. And then I was given another AR, an AR pistol by this company named Uncoiled in Livonia, which I went to that gun range because they offered that gun for me, and I see these new people come in, and they treated them just the same way they treated me. Their hospitality is just remarkable. It's
not unusual. I mean, it's part of the gun culture. I find that the good stores and most people are happy. It's like if you go to a gun range and you don't know much about it, there's probably going to be somebody there who will welcome you in and say, hey, let me show you, let me help you out. I mean, it's kind of who we are, isn't it?
No, you're right. And I think that's what a lot of the public doesn't understand. It's kind of like going to the gym for the first time when you're a little bit overweight. You feel like you don't know what you're doing and you feel judged or something like that. But that couldn't be further than the truth. Is like when you go to a gun range, they all want to have you be a part of their group. It's not like they're going to scold you for not knowing something. They're definitely teachers.
Right. No, exactly right. So obviously this thing has propelled you into the public eye. What's next for Jerry Wayne?
Oh, well, it looks like I'm going to be traveling. A few companies have reached out to me, and they want me to go on tour to spread the word. And mind you, I'm not going red. I'm not going blue, left or right. I'm just a middle America guy, and I want people to get along. But I think our first attack has to be on the Second Amendment. We have to defense. We have to defend our Second Amendment. And we have to do this as a unison. We have to do this. We have to unite and push this forward. And it seems like I made a ripple in the water, but there is an absolute tsunami behind me. There are people that really want me to push this effort.
Well, and people want to know what you're doing next. Is there a way that people can follow you on social media?
Yes, sir. Thank you for asking. Yes, it's I'm on, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And my name is Jerry Wayne, AR-14. Now, it's not 15. I know it's wrong, but with all the publicity, Joe Biden kind of helped me out with that one.
Yeah, he says AR-14. Of course, now, you know that Armalite actually designed an AR-14. I don't think they ever brought it out.
Yes, they never really pushed it forward. Yeah.
I kind of doubt that Joe Biden is actually aware of that, though.
Yeah, I don't think that he is either. I think he's aware of too much when it comes to firearms.
So Jerry Wayne, AR-14, they can find you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else, I guess.
Yeah, and YouTube coming soon.
Oh, okay, good deal. Well, look, congratulations. Thank you. Mainly what I wanted to do is say thank you, because my whole thing for many, many years has been telling people, stand up, speak up, show up. If we don't do that, then we get run over. And you did it the right way. You weren't in your face. You weren't mean. You weren't nasty. You weren't shouting. You were just making a point, but you also wanted to let him know what your position is not okay with us, and you cannot take union workers for granted.
That's right. Well, I don't speak for any unions, but I do speak for myself, and I just happen to be a union member. But I think that he's kind of splitting a demographic with that by trying to take our firearms as well as wanting the union vote. Absolutely, no doubt. Jerry, thank you so much. Great job, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me. All right, don't go far. Gun Talk will be right back.
In 2020, Brownells continues its tribute to Eugene Stoner, the legendary designer of the AR-15, AR-180, and more. The What Would Stoner Do 2020 rifle answers the question of what Stoner would have done with modern lightweight materials. Inspired by another Stoner design, Brownells BRN 180 lower receivers help complete firearms optimized for folding stocks or pistol braces. Visit Brownells.com today and pay tribute to one of America's greatest firearm engineers.
Mental health and guns. At Walk the Talk America, we are working with both the mental health community and the gun industry. Created by a gun industry veteran, Walk the Talk America seeks to raise awareness and create change through suicide prevention and firearm safety without legislation. We strive to eliminate the prejudice that firearms and mental health face. For more information and to support Walk the Talk America, please visit walkthetalkamerica.org.
Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited has led the charge on wetlands and waterfowl conservation. Wetlands reduce the effects of flooding and recharge our drinking water, but perhaps most importantly, they allow us to experience what makes the outdoors so great. Band together to rescue our wetlands.
For 25 years, Crimson Trace has led the industry in laser and light technology and customer service. Now, Crimson Trace is proud to offer electronic sights and rifle scopes for tactical, target, and hunting applications, with the same Crimson Trace offer of free batteries for life on all products. The new rifle scope line is also backed by an unconditional lifetime warranty from the brand that you have trusted for over 2 decades. Find out more at crimsontrace.com.
Hey, don't bother me. I'm putting an order in over at Brownells. No, really, seriously, that's what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I went out to the range and shot with my buddy Dan, and he was using some targets I honestly had not shot before, hadn't used those. And I liked them. They're just paper targets. We were doing sighting and stuff. From Mountain Plains Industries, called High Visibility Blue Series paper targets. And I found them over at Brownells, and I was just adding some to my cart during the commercial break because that's what I do. Oh, by the way, welcome back. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk, where we talk guns. We buy targets. We do weird stuff. You never know what we're going to be up to. But you know what? The rest of this hour is just you and me. It's open lines, no guest. I was really, really happy to be able to chat with Jerry Wayne. Wasn't that cool? Wasn't that a cool interview? I had several people tell me when they knew he was going to be on, please tell him thank you. He changed the conversation. He changed the dynamics on this issue. And I think they're right. I think he did. Now, of course, everything's getting covered up with the coronavirus news. There's no news about politics or election or anything else. But this will pass, not as quickly as some people think. I'm just telling you. People say, oh, a couple of weeks. I don't think so. I think you're going to be into summer. Better mentally gear up for that. Speaking of that, it's tough, man. If you're around the house, you're not going out, you're not doing anything. A lot of people can't go to work. Kids are home. It's a crazy time. Got to find ways to keep your sanity. Getting outside is a really good idea. I think I just saw that Arkansas just waived hunting and fishing licenses. Or at least maybe fishing licenses. I'm not sure. Go fishing. Go out. Go somewhere. Soak up the sun. Walk around. Change the pace. Don't sit around. Get up in the morning. Get dressed. Don't sit around in your jammies watching Netflix. Ron's with us on, let's see, line 4 out of Surprise, Arizona. Hey, Ron. What's your report? What are you seeing there, man?
Friday went to the local shooting range, indoor range. Ladies' Day. Ladies shoot for free. Mm-hmm. It's always packed. So there was a rush at the door at the opening. Half the group went to the lanes. The other went to the guns counter.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen the shooting range empty like that. 21 lanes. Half of them were full.
only half the lanes were occupied because everybody else was going over there to the counter. Were they actually buying stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Putting them on order.
Putting them on order. Now, can you, in Arizona, you can buy something right there, do the instant background check, and walk out with it, right?
If you have an Arizona CCW, you can fill out the 4473. They'll take the number off your CCW. You walk out the door.
There are a lot of states like that. But if you don't, then they have to do the background check, and I understand that the background checks are taking a while because they're just swamped. The folks at NICS and FBI, they're just swamped.
Well, when we left the shooting range, we went to the local gun store.
Mm-hmm.
There was a line out the door. I heard that was the way it was all week.
Yeah, that's the way it is everywhere, all across the country. It's, I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm not, honestly, and I'd love it if you have an idea to hear what you have to say. Why are people suddenly wanting to buy guns? What do they think is going to happen? I think it's going to be like widespread civil unrest. Is that what you think is going on?
I think people are scared. I have some friends that live in California said that there was a robbery in the shopping lot of the grocery store.
Huh. In the parking lot?
In the parking lot. They robbed the people of their groceries.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, there are a lot of folks who have said for years this is possible, and generally the general public made fun of them. Oh, you preppers, you're paranoid, you're crazy. What do you think is going to happen? We still have the government, and then you see this, and you're going, well, no, this is exactly what they've been talking about. And here's the other part. The police right now are saying, look, don't call us for something like that. We're busy, and we are understaffed, and we've got people out with the coronavirus deal, and we're dealing with other things. So once again, people are figuring out you are, in fact, on your own. Hey, Ron, I appreciate the range report and what's going on in the stores. I think that's what we're seeing everywhere. But if you went to a gun store, give us a holler. I'd love to know what you're seeing. Also, as you talk to your friends, do you have people whether they're Facebook friends or anything else, who are saying, I think I'd like to buy a gun, or I'm nervous about this? I'm not quite sure I'm understanding. I get people are generally frightened, and they are genuinely frightened, and they're unsettled, and they want to be able to protect themselves from everything. Okay, I got that. And I guess maybe it's one of those aha moments, and you have that occasionally, where people come out of their bubble, or in this case are forced to come out of their bubble, the bubble is where they live, where everything is fine, everything's wonderful, and people will take care of us. It's the Bernie Sanders bubble. The government's there to take care of us. They will pay for everything until it can't take care of everything, and you're going to be on your own. I started buying, if you will call it, survival food. I just looked at one of the tubs, 2012, 8 years ago. Why? I don't know. I didn't know what might happen. But I decided, some of the people I know who I respect, who are very smart, they do various levels of preparedness. If you say prepping, people get a certain idea in their head. But they just say, why not? Why shouldn't we have a supply of food? Think over to the Mormons who try to keep a year's supply of food on hand. What's the downside of that? Not really much of one. I mean, yeah, you got to pay for it. You got to do, and it takes a while. And if you get yourself set up, yes, you have to have a place to store things. Okay. But that can be accomplished. And so I started collecting and just having a little bit of food. Not a lot. I am not a prepper. I'm not a serious prepper. I mean, I'm embarrassed when I'm around my friends who are serious about this stuff and realize that I've actually done close to nothing. Basically I have some food. I have, the stuff I have because I was a Boy Scout. I do have flashlights. I do have camp stoves. I have, lanterns. I have things like that. And certainly I have firearms and I have ammunition. You know, in the scenario, you say, what would I use that for? I don't know. I don't know what the scenario would be. But it's that old deal of, it's like you can still carry a gun. I don't carry a gun so that I can use it. That's like saying, you know, you have a fire extinguisher, therefore you plan to have a fire. No, you just want to have something in case this thing, whatever it is, happens and you need a way to, in fire terms, knock it back a little bit until you can get help. Now, the question becomes, and this is where the interesting mental exercise comes. In regular times, help will generally arrive somewhere in the 10 to 15 minute range. But what if things are not regular, like now or during riots or general unrest? What if the response time now has become 30 minutes or an hour? Do you have on hand what you need to take care of that situation? To that's why a lot of people, frankly, have firearms that have detachable box magazines with lots of ammo. Well, how much are you going to need? I don't know. I just know I don't want to run out. All right? I just don't want to run out. And it's not because I want to have it. It's because I don't want to not have it, if that makes sense. Let me say that again. It's not because I want to have it to use in a fight of some sort. It's because I don't want to not have it if something comes up, because that would be horrible. And frankly, it would be an abject abdication of my responsibility to protect my family. So that's kind of where we are. Hey, John, don't go anywhere. I'm going to get to you on the backside of this break. It's coming up on me. We didn't have time to get to you in Ohio, but we're definitely going to get to you. If you'd like to join us, 866-TALK-GUN. I know you have thoughts on this. I know you're thinking about it. I know you're talking to friends about it. The other thing is, a lot of people have decided, hey, I'm going to get back into reloading. I'm going to dig my stuff out. We can talk a little bit about that. I have pretty much finished setting up my reloading bench. I don't have enough components. I got caught with this thing as well. But hey, reloading is fun, and now it's a good time to do it. Okay, now I'm over at Sinclair International's website because they've got reloading supplies and things there. Components going to be hard to get, like everything else, like ammo, guns, everything else. It's just crazy right now. Don't know how long that's going to last. I'm hoping that it doesn't last a real long time because honestly, it's kind of like, well, what are you buying guns and ammo for? I don't know. I would love to know if you're feeling the need to go out and buy a bunch of ammo and guns right now. Tell me why. Because you're going to pay generally inflated prices, and then you're going to have this stuff, and in 6 months you're going to go, wow, I can't believe I paid that much for that stuff. I don't know. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. John's in Ohio on line 5. John, thank you for your patience. So what's going on in Ohio?
Well, pretty much the same as everywhere, Tom. The gun stores are selling out of ammunition and handgun, or all types of guns, both. And naturally, like any place else, the lower end or the inexpensive, less expensive guns are the first to go off the shelves from talking to a gentleman that has his FFL.
Right.
And that kind of bothers me a little bit for the fact that you've got people that aren't familiar with handguns, and you know as well as I do. Yeah, with today's machining, you can make guns at a better price, but when you go trying to pick up the $100 guns that aren't maybe built on a single-action Army-style revolver, you're going to be giving up quality, and you've got all these people that can't really, don't really understand about the guns.
I understand. John, I hate to do this to you, but that phone line is so bad we can barely pick you out for all the static. I'm going to have to move along here. I appreciate the call, sir. And if we can get him back, with a better connection. Let's try to do that. Meanwhile, I'm going to drop down line 3. Paul's in Ville Platte, Louisiana. Hey, Paul, you made it on to Gun Talk. What are you seeing?
Hey, Tom, we had a great time picking up a gun this last week.
Yeah.
My wife has a 9mm Springfield Armory XDE and has found it a little big for everyday carry, so she's decided to look for a 380.
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking at the Ruger LCP2s and the Springfield Armory 911s. So we went down to Academy Sports in the middle of this big rush and jumble, and the place was pretty well picked over, but she found a nice little baby blue Springfield Armory 911 with white grips and the stainless steel slide, and we picked that up.
Yeah.
She's got a Louisiana lifetime permit, but it's beyond the 5 years. We had to go through the NCIS paperwork, or NICS paperwork,
right.
And she made it through that in less than an hour and out the door with it.
Well, that's great. That is a very nice pistol, you know.
Oh, yeah. We managed to pick up 700 rounds of the Winchester practice magazine ammunition for it.
Right.
Went and ran 150 rounds through it that afternoon without a flaw.
Well, that's terrific. Now, does she also have some self-defense ammo for that?
Yes, we picked up some of the Hornady.
Okay, good. Yeah, the critical duty or critical defense. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yep. Yeah, we ran a box of that through it, too, and no problem with that either. So she's all set to go now.
Yeah, here's the other thing. I know a lot of people really got excited about that Louisiana lifetime license, but even if it was not past 5 years, that lifetime license does not qualify you for the instant background check. You still, that's why I didn't get that in Louisiana. I'm staying with the 5 year because the lifetime license, as you say, if you've had it for, I think it is right, if you've had it for more than 5 years, their attitude is, we haven't looked at your record for more than 5 years, so we don't know what's going on, so you're going to have to do the NICS background check at the store.
Yeah, well, I actually picked up a lower receiver for a AR-15 about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And they said it was less than 5 years, so they didn't have to call in.
Yeah, exactly, and I corrected myself because you're right, because the whole deal is if it's less than 5 years, they feel like they have checked your background check. But if it goes beyond that, now you can't use your carry permit to avoid doing the background check. So
correct. Yeah, that's one of the things we found out about it.
Yeah. And a lot of people found that out, and then they went back and they went ahead and got the 5 year again just so that would, So I don't know. I don't know if there's an advantage one way or the other. But, that Springfield is a very nice pistol. I think she's going to like that a lot.
Oh, it's sweet.
That's terrific.
We're both prior military, so we've been trained on the 1911s and stuff, so we're used to the hammers and the thumb safeties, and so that's just what she was looking for.
There you go. Well, congratulations. Well done. All right, take care. By the way, for those who've been curious, we may have an announcement in a few weeks. Or as we say, RSN, real soon now. The GT25 is progressing. We'll have some news for you. As soon as I have it, we have it locked in, I'll have that. I don't know how this is all going to affect that because I think gun companies are going to be making guns like crazy. There was actually, some people said, excess inventory in the pipeline from gun makers to distributors to gun stores. I think that got taken care of very quickly. I'm sure the gun stores have been calling their distributors and their gun companies and going, send me something, send me anything, what you got, send me everything, just what it is. Tell you what, quick break here. We got Ben, we got Barry lined up. We'll have them when we come back. If you'd like to join us, 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
Built to perform in the harshest conditions, the Ruger American pistol can take it all, from ice to dust and everything in between. The Ruger American pistol features a short take-up trigger, Novak sights, and a recoil-reducing barrel cam with low-mass slide for reduced felt recoil. Plus, a modular grip system with 3 sizes to fit almost any hand. Check it out at Ruger.com. The Ruger American pistol, because anything else would be un-American.
Hi, this is Tom Gresham from Gun Talk. America is losing critical wildlife habitat at a rate of 1 football field every hour. It's happening on the Louisiana coast, but it's critical to all sportsmen and conservationists. These precious wetlands provide winter habitat for more than 10 million ducks and geese annually, waterfowl that migrate north through dozens of states. Don't shrug it off. Get involved. You can help. Visit vanishingparadise.org.
Visit guntalk.com/win to enter Gun Talk's Carry On giveaway, presented by FN America, Galco Gun Leather, and Lockdown. One grand prize winner will receive the new FN 503 Slim 9mm, a $500 gift certificate to use at galcogunleather.com, and a Lockdown prize pack with the new Lockdown Puck and Vault Pack. Enter now through April 17th at guntalk.com/win. That's guntalk.com/win.
For more than 70 years, Timney Triggers has been enhancing the shooter's experience. Whether it's a local competition, a day at the range, or even the hunt of a lifetime. Setting the standard in aftermarket triggers, Timney is now producing more than 170 models of triggers for bolt-action rifles, shotguns, AR rifles, and semi-automatic rifles. Proudly made in the USA since 1946. Find your new trigger at timneytriggers.com.
Hey, it's Jim Shepard from the Outdoor and the Shooting Wire. I just want to take a second and congratulate my good friend Tom Gresham on 25 years of keeping all of us better informed about the news we all need to know as Second Amendment supporters.
Hey, don't forget, we have a new giveaway going. Go to guntalk.com/win. We're giving away a new FN 503 Slim 9mm pistol, plus a $500 gift certificate from Galco Gun Leather, and a Lockdown prize pack. It's including the Lockdown Puck, 3-pack of handgun organizers, and some other stuff. There's some other prizes given away, some other gift certificates. Just take a look at it. Guntalk.com/win. It's free to enter. You would have a chance to win an FN pistol. Pretty cool. Let's see. Ben is in Bossier City, Louisiana on line 5. Ben, thank you for your patience. You have made it on the air. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm so happy about that, Tom. Listen, I listen to your show every Sunday for the entire program, but your program today is so poignant, and you might have stuck a finger in a few people's eyes, but not mine. You know, I just want to tell you, you know.
I appreciate that. You know, the thing is, you got to say it to people. If you got to say, look, I've been telling you this for 10 years, and you sat on your rear ends, and now you're running around trying to buy guns and ammo. What were you thinking? The rest of us are sitting back and going, look at those damn fools.
Yeah, you know, I've done that for almost 10 years, you know, and I don't consider myself, like yourself, a prepper, but I always remembered the Boy Scout oath I took back in the late 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Always be prepared.
It's so true. It's so interesting, and thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. How often I go back to those simple truths I learned in Boy Scouts, honestly. I mean, opening the doors for people, you know, help somebody, you know, do good deeds, be prepared, take care of yourself, be clean, wash your hands. Yeah, right. Okay. Barry, Carson City, Nevada on 4. Hey, Barry, how are you, sir?
Tom, thanks. Hey, I was going to ask you, what would you, I mean, I don't need one, but that's the way it always is. What would you recommend a brand for a halfway decent AK?
Whatever you can get your hands on.
Well, I guess that sounds good. I was just looking through the computer, and the place that I found that had some that was pretty reasonable, it was called Palomino Arms. The only thing is they said they're not shipping to Nevada.
Is it Palomino Arms or is it Palmetto State Arms?
Boy, you got me there. Maybe I said it wrong.
Yeah, check out, if it's not, check out Palmetto State Armory. They have actually their own AK, and it's a pretty decent price. But, you know, poke around. And look, if you can find one these days, good luck, because they're all getting scarfed up. Do not and here's the deal for anybody out there, seriously, do not hesitate. Gun stores do still have stuff. If you need something, if you waited, and yeah, I know I'm making fun of you and I'm chastising you, And that's okay because you know why. You know I love you anyway. But go to a gun store. Go to your local gun store. Ask what they have. What do you have? Do you have something? You never know. Sometimes, just saying, sometimes, especially if you have a relationship with your gun store, if you have been buying locally, which I've always said you should do, there may be something in the back that's not out there that's reserved only for their good customers. I'm not saying it's everywhere, but it's possible. But the other part of this is don't hesitate. The moment you think you need it, go get it. Don't put it off. So there it is. Jim said, yeah, it's a great time to sell your unwanted guns. Well, that's true, I guess. You could probably get a lot of money for them these days. Peter's online, too, out of Pensacola, Florida. Hey, Peter, you're up.
Hey, Tom, I was in my local gun shop yesterday watching things sell that hadn't sold for months and looking at an empty shelf of ammunition. When a customer came in with something, I mistook it. I thought maybe it was a Smith & Wesson Victory. It was an Enfield number 2 Mark I that was marked for 1941.
Was he selling
it? They came in looking for ammo for it. No. They wanted ammo.
Wow. Well, I actually heard of people saying, what ammo do you have? And buying ammo for guns they didn't have, and then saying, do you have a gun that will shoot this ammo?
I thought of doing that myself, but I thought this was the Victory. I thought it was under license by Smith.
Right.
And it turns out that no, it was basically a Webley knockoff reduced from 455 Webley to 38 Smith or 38 200.
Wow.
At least that's what Wikipedia is saying.
Well,
and they came in with the Colt Police positive that her father used, who was a field agent working unofficially for the FBI, looking for fifth columnists here in the Gulf Coast.
There are collector's items coming out of the closets right now, aren't
yes.
Wow.
And I had never seen that. It just looked a little different, and that's when I discovered immediately, because the person behind the counter hadn't seen it before, it was a break-top pistol.
I didn't know how to open it.
No, well, they looked at it, and they're thinking, okay, how do I get the cylinder out? I'm looking at this going, this is a little different. And I did the lever, and I'm like, yeah, this is a break top, like the Webley. So that's what I thought it was, that Smith.
Wow, that's very cool. Look, Peter, I appreciate it. I got them lined up. I got to do this. Let's see, David on one out of Nevada. Hey, David, what are you seeing out there?
Hey, hi, Tom. Hey, I was at the gun show last weekend in Reno, and I went in. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, and I went in Friday first just to buy ammo, not because I needed any. Well, not because I was worried about what was coming up. I had thousands of rounds of stuff before, but I planned on doing more shooting this summer, so I bought a bunch of 9, a bunch of 223.
Okay, so how was the attendance there?
Well, the show itself was down a lot. I asked one of I went back on Saturday just to look around at, and I asked one of the sellers, and he said it was probably down around 20% of what they normally see at that show.
Well,
so way down.
You know what's going to happen? I mean, in a lot of states, they've already shut down gun shows. If you can't have a meeting of more than 50 people, you cannot have a gun show. So they're shut down, and that's going to happen pretty much everywhere. So you may have gone to the last gun show for months there, because I know people are saying, 2 weeks, 4 weeks. And I'm thinking, no, honestly, I'm going to tell you. Some of the data I'm looking at, it's indicating peaking about mid to late May, and then starting to go down the other side. So it's possible, and I'm not an epidemiologist, but it's possible we could be looking at early to midsummer before we come out of this. Now, what that's going to mean to small stores who've been closed that long, a lot of them are simply going to go out of business. If there's a way for you to help, right now your gun store's doing okay, but if there are other stores you like, restaurants or anything else, gift certificates, takeout, whatever you can, we're all in this together. We've got to help each other. So if there are businesses that are going to be hurting, if there's any way possible for you to keep them going and keep supporting them, do that. Take deep breaths, help each other out. We got to help each other through this thing. 866-TALK-GUN. Well, let's see. During the last hour, I'm in Louisiana. The state governor just ordered that we're going to be put on statewide lockdown starting tomorrow at 5 p.m. So there we go. Give you a little bit of time to do what you got to do. I'm not sure what all the ramifications are, but that's going on in various states. I believe Ohio, the governor just issued that edict as well. We'll see. We're going to get through this thing, but it's going to be ugly for a while. It's going to be disturbing. It's going to be upsetting. I'm not really sure that guns are the answer here. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have guns. Not a bad idea to have ammo. If you don't have any, yeah, I get it. But if you already have some, I'm not sure why you'd run out and want to buy some in the middle of this nuttiness. Let it go. Let it get by. Wait 6 months. Wait 12 months. Things will be better. Just kind of my take on it. I mean, but there again, I had ammo. I've been buying ammo. I've been getting ammo. I've been getting magazines. I've been saying for 20 years, you ought to have a lot of magazines. I always say you ought to have 6 magazines for every semi-automatic pistol, and if you have an AR, you should count your magazines by the dozens. No, doesn't seem crazy right now, does it? People think, oh, you're excess. That's crazy. What's wrong? Yeah, I got a lot of magazines, and I've got enough ammo to fill a lot of them. I don't know. I'm just thinking, so what do we do? Okay, this is where we are. This is what it is. From a gun standpoint, this is a good time for you to work on your training, your practice at home, dry fire. You can also order and still get adult air guns. You could probably get a pistol, an air gun pistol that's the same thing that you carry. The same thing. Feels the same, works the same heft, same everything. You go out and shoot a whole bunch for not a lot. Shoot in the backyard. Shoot in the garage. Kill some time. Work on some skills. If you have reloading stuff, you get into it. If you don't have reloading stuff, you might be able to buy that. I think components are going to be hard to come by. You know what you could do? Looking for something to do. Get yourself a couple of loading manuals. Get the Lyman loading manual, buy another loading manual. They make great reading if you're seriously gun geeky like me. You can learn about a lot of cartridges. You can learn about the process. That's kind of a fun thing to do. You might want to get some classic hunting and gun books as a way to kind of kill time. Here's another one for you. We have almost 3,000 videos on the Gun Talk YouTube page in our OTT, over-the-top channels, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all the rest of them. Look for the Gun Talk channels there. You can spend some time looking through those, also looking through the First-Person Defender series that we do. Really seriously good information about self-defense with guns and how quickly it happens and the way people screw up. We put them into situations we try, to trip them up. They're not tricks. They're actually real scenarios. But you can learn a lot by watching those. So that'll occupy some hours of your time. In the meantime, try to stay in touch with everybody. Call people. Call your friends. FaceTime your family. Stay in touch. You may be isolated, but don't let yourself feel isolated. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Take care of each other. And take this stuff seriously. Yeah. Wipe things down. If you can't find alcohol, get a bottle of Everclear. I'm not kidding. Everclear. It's 95% alcohol, and you use about 60 to 70% of that with hand lotion or aloe vera, and you have made hand sanitizer. There you go. In an emergency, well, no, we're not going to go there. Hey, take care of yourself. And if you'd like to join us right now, if you have some thoughts about all this, call me right now. We'll get you into the after show. 866-TALK-GUN. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. We're going to include you in the after show. In the meantime, be safe, be careful, love each other. God bless us all. God bless America. We will get through this. Thank you so much for your support.